I am Aligir Lingappa, Assistant Professor in Physics, Government Postgraduate College, Sirguppa. Today I will discuss about a Michelson interferometer. What about the construction of Michelson interferometer? What about its principle? Then what about the applications of Michelson's interferometer? Michelson interferometer. The instruments based upon the principle of interference are called interferometers. These are basic optical tools used to precisely measure wavelength, distance, index of refraction, and temporal coherence of optical beams, etc. It is an amplitude splitting interferometers devised by Albert Michelson in 1890. So Albert Michelson discovered a Michelson interferometer. It was used to measure the wavelength of light, distance, refractive index, and temporal coherence of optical beams, which is based on the phenomenon of interference of light. So now you see the diagram, so which indicates that the arrangement of the interferometer. Usually the interferometer which consists of two mirrors M1 and M2, then two plates P and M, P and P dash or P1, where the plate P, so glass plate P is semi-silvered. The light, so that means from the monochromatic source CS, is made to incident on a convex lens, such that where the convex, the source which is at the principal focus of the convex lens, the light emerging from the convex lens is a parallel beam of light. So then the interference pattern which can be viewed with the help of telescope. So the light from the monochromatic source S, so the diverging beam of light is made to pass through a convex lens L. Then after passing through the convex lens L, we will get the parallel beam of light. The parallel beam of light is made to pass through the plates P and P1. So is made to incident on the inclined plate P, such that the part of light gets reflected and moves upwards towards the mirror M1, and a part of light gets refracted, so transmitted and moves or travels towards the mirror M2. Here mirror M1 which is placed perpendicular to the reflected ray, whereas the reflected ray which is incident normally on the mirror M1. Similarly, the mirror M2 which is incident perpendicular to the direction of the transmitted ray, that means they are the transmitted ray incident normally on the mirror M2, where both the rays, that means the rays reflected from the mirror M1 and mirror M2, again they travels towards the plate P, then the gates interfere such that the alternating bright and off fringes which are formed, the interference pattern which can be viewed with the help of telescope to balance the path traveled by the transmitted ray such that one more glass plate which is introduced between P and M2, so called P1. If suppose either M2 or M1, if they are moved downwards, then the fringes in the field of view gradually moved, maybe a right side or maybe a left, but that depend upon the nature of movement of the mirrors M1 and M2. So this is what about the arrangement of Michelson interferometer and then the working of Michelson interferometer. Michelson's interferometer construction. Construction of Michelson interferometer is as shown in the above diagram. It consists of two highly polished mirrors M1 and M2, two glass plates beam splitter P and compensator a glass plate P1. So why it is called a beam splitter, where the plate P which splits the incident beam into reflected beam and the transmitted beam. So that means the incident beam, the part of incident beam gets reflected towards the mirror M1, the part of the incident beam gets refracted or transmitted towards M2. So because of that, the plate P is called beam splitter. The compensator glass plate P1, so which compensate the path travelled by the reflected light and the path travelled by the transmitted light. So both P and P1 they are placed parallel to each other between the mirrors at an angle of 45 degrees. The near side of glass plate P is semi-silvered such that the light from a source is equally reflected and transmitted by it. In this way, division of amplitude takes place. From a broad source, let a monochromatic light of wavelength lambda fall on P. Half of light falling on P is reflected towards the mirror M1 and the other half is transmitted towards mirror M2. Hence P is known as beam splitter. In case of sources which are not monochromatic, the glass plate P1 is inserted between P and M2. So the role of P1 is explained further in the following paragraph. After splitting, the two rays are reflected back by the mirrors M1 and M2 and return the plate P. The ray reflected from M1 transmitted through P and the ray reflected from M2 is reflected again by P. The two rays coming from the two mirrors interfere and fringes which are obtained on the screen. So then at a eyepiece, we can observe those fringes with the help of eyepiece. So usually one of the mirrors is mounted on a translation stage so that it can be moved back and forth to observe the change in fringes, to observe the movement of the fringes. Optical path, the rays falling on mirrors M1 and M2 are derived from the same source originally, incident on plate P. The wave reflected from M1 and entering the eye crosses P twice. However, the path of the other wave falling on the mirror M2, in the absence of compensating plate P1, travels totally in air. Thus, an extra optical path 2 mu minus 1 t is introduced where T is the thickness of the plate and mu is the refractive index of the P1 plate for the monochromatic light used. Presence of P1 is not essential if its fringes are produced with monochromatic light, but it produces a serious problem when white light is used, so called, where the plate P1 which compensates the path travelled by the reflected ray and the path travelled by the transmitted ray. So thus it becomes necessary to compensate for the extra optical path, so 2 into mu minus 1 into T for all wavelengths. This is done by introducing another glass plate P1 of the same thickness as that of P parallel to it. So thus the two waves will interfere constructively or destructively as per the following conditions of path difference delta. So delta is equal to 2n lambda by 2 is equal to n lambda for a maxima, or n is an integer. Delta is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2 for minima, n is an integer. So where delta is equal to 2n lambda by 2 is equal to n lambda, that means the condition for a maxima, where n which can take the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So similarly, delta is equal to 2n plus 1 lambda by 2. So for this is condition for minima, where n can take the value 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So the condition for a minima and condition for a maxima in case of interference obtained in Michelson interferometer. So consider the intersection of crosswise to coincide either bright or a dark fringe. Now keeping M2 fixed, if M1 is moved through a distance lambda by 2, then the path difference that should be equal to lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2 is equal to lambda. Then what about the uses of Michelson interferometer? So here the Michelson interferometer, which is used to determine the wavelength of light, a refractive index, and so on. So determination of wavelength. Mirror M2 is kept fixed. If the mirror M1 is displaced through lambda by 2, then the resulting path difference is lambda, what I said in the above expression. Now the mirror M1 is moved through a known distance d, and count the number of fringes n that crosses the intersection of crosswise. Then what we know that L lambda is equal to 2d or lambda is equal to 2d by n. By knowing the values of d and n, substituting those values in that expression, then determine the wavelength of light used. So that means in this process M2 is kept fixed, where mirror M1 is displaced through a distance lambda by 2. Then the resulting path difference should be equal to lambda. If M1 is moved through a known distance, then count on what are the number of fringes which are moved. The number of fringes which across the intersection of crosswise, say capital N. Then we know that the formula L lambda is equal to 2d or lambda is equal to 2d by n. Then the substituting the values of d and n, then determine whatever the wavelength of light used. Determination of refractive index. For this purpose, the thin film whose refractive index mu is to be determined is introduced in the path of one of the interfering beams. If T is the thickness of the film, then the path of the beam increased by 2T mu minus 1, and the path difference produced is 2 at T mu minus 1. Suppose due to this path difference, n fringes moves across the field of view, then 2T mu minus 1, which is equal to L lambda, mu minus 1 is equal to n lambda by 2t. Then mu is equal to n lambda by 2t into 2t plus 1. So for this purpose, the thin film whose refractive index to be determined is introduced in the path of one of the interfering beam. If T is the thickness of the film, which can be determined with the help of a screw gauge, then the path of the beam increased by 2t into mu minus 1, so-called optical path. So then we say that where 2t into mu minus 1 is the path difference between the waves. So then, because of introducing a thin film in the path of one of the incident light, so then the number of fringes, so which are moved in the field of view. So note down the how many number of fringes which are moved. So then we know that the formula mu is equal to n lambda by 2t plus 1 by knowing the number of fringes which are moved in the field of view, so called n, by knowing the value of wavelength of light, then by knowing the value of thickness of the film, then the substituting in this expression mu is equal to n lambda by 2t plus 1, then determine what about the refractive index of the thin film. So this is the method we have used to determine the refractive index of the thin film by using Michelson interferometer. So third one, a resolution of spectral lines or determination of difference in wavelengths between the two neighboring lines. If one source of light emitting two close wavelengths lambda 1 and lambda 2, then it gives rise to two sets of fringes pattern. When mirror M1 is moved, then these two sets get in steps or out of step alternately. The two sets are in a step when a bright fringe of one side coincides with the bright fringe of another side. In that case, maximum brightness is produced. In case of out of step, the bright fringe of one pattern coincides with the dark fringe of another end, hence we get a minimum intensity. So if suppose the source, if it emits two close wavelengths lambda 1 and lambda 2, then we get two sets of fringes pattern in the field of view. When mirror M1, if it is moved, two sets get in steps or out of step alternately. When two sets are in step, when a bright fringe of one side coincides with the bright fringe of another side, in that case maximum brightness is produced. In case of out of step, bright fringe of one pattern coincides with the dark fringe of another, and hence minimum intensity is produced. So now the mirror M1 is placed or moved so that one position of maximum intensity is taken up by next position of maximum intensity. The number of fringe contained of first wavelength lambda is one more than that for the second wavelength lambda 2, assuming lambda 2 is greater than lambda 1. So therefore 2d by lambda 1 minus 2d by lambda 2 is equal to 1. Then further 2d lambda 2 minus lambda 1 by lambda 2 is equal to 1. So then further which can be written as lambda 2 minus lambda 1 is equal to lambda 1 lambda 2 by 2d. So further, if lambda 1 approximately equal to lambda 2 is equal to lambda and then lambda 2 minus lambda 1 is equal to d lambda. So then d lambda, which is equal to lambda square by 2d. So this is the expression we have used to determine the difference between two closed wavelengths. So d lambda is equal to lambda square by 2d. So in this class we have discussed about Michelson interferometer. What is Michelson interferometer? What are the principle of Michelson interferometer? Who discovered the Michelson interferometer? What about the experimental arrangement? Then what is the working of Michelson interferometer? Then what about the applications of Michelson interferometer? So how the wavelength of light that can be determined with the help of Michelson interferometer. Then how refractive index of the film, which can be determined with the help of Michelson interferometer. How we can estimate or determine the difference between two closed wavelengths and all those things. Thank you.